Alright, I've had a couple people ask me how I built this Tonka loader into a full function RC, so I figured I'd make a quick video on it. It really wasn't that hard. First I'll show the controls. I'm using my aircraft radio. So this stick here controls the boom and the bucket. So if I want to go up, go this way. I can only go so high. I got to be careful I don't go any higher than what the pulley is here. But going down, I can actually keep it going, and it'll reverse its actions. But that gets confusing, so I keep that as going up and going down. And this one controls the bucket. And we got forward, reverse, and the steering. Now, to build this, I had to sacrifice one of my crawlers. This used to be a Red Cat RS-10, and it had the MOA, the motor on axle. It was about the only way I could figure out how to do this and get the steering. I'll show you the underneath. The steering is just off of that servo there, and using some music wire. Now it's really sloppy. The steering is really sloppy, but it works okay. Actually works better. The faster you go, the better it works, steering wise. The boom is made by, here, I'm gonna have to take this camera off to actually show it. Okay, so here's the boom, and I'm just using a axial servo in there. I did burn out another servo trying to get this to work, but there is a few things you have to do to the servo so it will continuously rotate. I think they call it the parameter in there. You have to tear the servo apart and glue the parameter, I think it's called. But yeah, you have to glue that up, and if anybody's interested, I can make a video, or you can do a search on YouTube and just on how to make a servo winch, or winch, I should say, winch. It's a winch, and this is just a bobbit from the dollar store for a sewing machine. And the line I'm using is not actually cable. This is off of pole drapes. The cable on the pole drapes, very strong stuff. I just got it connected on here, and it's just basically a winch. And the bucket is controlled with I had to put a real good servo in there for the bucket. I've got a Savox in there. I don't know if I can get a shot of the bucket servo or not. I don't think so. Well, there it is, but I doubt you'd be able to see it very good. But yeah, it had to be a decent servo to control the bucket, to get to get the bucket full and be able to lift it or dump it. And it's got full dump, and it goes up full. So that works pretty good. and like I say, it will lift a full bucket of gravel. The MOA axles, the motor on axles, is like this here. If I can get in there. The motor sits on the axle itself, so there's no drive shafts, and basically it was perfect width for here to put the screws in here, and I put some stabilizer bars here right onto the steering horns. And the front I have chained down to this thing here, which I actually wanted to pull that out and just put a bolt in there, make something different because it's so sloppy, but I didn't bother doing that. I mean, it seems to work pretty good, and the slop in there I think might be necessary for it to turn. That's how she turns. But the way I designed made it was the battery fits right down here, and that gives me all the weight on this front piece here, and with a load too. I mean, that gives all the weight on the front, which kind of frees up this back end a little bit, so it'll actually do some turning. There's not a lot of turn to it, but there's enough. And of course I had to have the driver in there, so I put the cowabunga kid in there. He's the operator, and actually he does a double duty here. He locks in my battery. He keeps he's like a battery stabilizer, so when I want to pull the battery out, I spin him this way, and when I want to use it, I spin him this way, and he secures that battery. The speed control is under here, and all the wires coming out. I wish I could have done something a little different with the wires here, but it is what it is. But there you have it. That's my Tonka conversion, and like I say, I did have to sacrifice one of my crawlers to build it, but that's okay, because it is a lot of fun. I used to have these toys when I was a kid. I can remember playing in the sandbox and having a blast when I was a kid with these Tonkas, and here I am, well, let's just say I'm over half a century years old, and I'm still playing with Tonka toys. But yeah, that's my my Tonka front end loader that I converted into RC. Alright, catch you in the next vid.